Schools exist for noble cause. But through the years, schools have engaged and strived to become a better one than the other. What could be the factor? One of which is how the school make a plan. And out of the hundreds of plans that the school engaged into, one of the most important is coming up with a technology plan. Hi everyone, I'm Helen A. Carandan. Before the formal presentation and discussion of technology plan, I'd like to introduce first the school where I'm working. It is TechPlanTraceCollege, located in Los Banos, Laguna.
National prosperity begins with educational advancement. It is on this belief that a man of vision, Chairman Ephraim C. Genuino, founded a college that will place the Filipino youth at the heart of the educational system, for they will, in time, lead the nation to prosperity. With the advent of computers in the 19th century, he foresaw that the Philippines will soon be joining the first world nation as an industrialized country with a computer as an integral part of its development. In response to this, the Technological Research for Advanced Computer Education, or TRACE, was born. TRACE College Los Baños, then known as TRACE Computer College, started in consortium with another school in 1991. It operated as an alien campus, as an independent college offering 2-year and short-term computer courses. It transferred to its newly acquired campus in Batong Malaki in 1996. Additional computer and business courses were added to its course offering starting 2000. During the same year, basic education was born. TRACE Computer College was renamed as TRACE Computer and Business College the following year.
It is TRACE College vision to become center of excellence in human resources development through innovative system of education, producing globally competitive, socially responsive, ethical professionals and leaders. With this vision, the school's Management Information System Department strives to support the achievement of this vision. Likewise, having the core value of innovation, the school plans to expand its horizon to better the IT infrastructure through strong IT projects and with the end goal of supporting the entire educational system.
Through the years, different services such as internet connection, enrollment system, productivity tools, and collaborative environment has been used to level up the user experience of employees, students, and other stakeholders within the campus. TRACE College commitment to produce globally competitive students and productive employees strive to innovate and take advantage the available technology to attain such goals and make a difference on how to operate the institution. The TRACE College Technology Plan for 2017-2020 will further improve diverse services provided by the MIS department, such as data management, internet connection, available of relevant resources, accessible anywhere using Wi-Fi connectivity, improvement of information system, facilities, access to business application, office productivity, backup system, and secure data access. This improvement needs financial support by the management, and in the long run will give benefits to student, faculty, staff, parents, and other stakeholders. This technology plan serves as a guide and will provide direction on how to implement technology initiatives. It presents the framework on the improvement of existing process of different departments such as accounting, academics, admission, human resource, and marketing. To ensure the successful implementation of technology initiative, a group of employees with direct involvement on the planning, implementation, and maintenance should have a regular meeting about the progress of implemented technology initiative. Trace College commitment to provide a modern facilities and technology advancement within the next 3 years will definitely provide the best user experience on using technology to our students, faculty, staff, administrators, parents, and the entire community. This technology adaptation and innovation answers the call of the educational institution to embrace the rapid changes in technology in order to provide the best services by the school. The role of Management Information Department is to deliver services at school that promotes changes and innovation that will definitely result to a better education.
How Trace College respond to adapt with this innovation? The school's Management Information System Department, headed by Mr. Ryan Hinohino, spearheads the project by coming up with a technology plan with the end view of improving and supporting the different areas of education, but with a focus on curriculum instruction, including support services. As an educational leader, the ability to mobilize resources, the ability to optimize the use of resources, and to challenge the concerned department is the utmost task of a good educational manager.
Okay, good morning. This is Ryan J. Nuhino, MIS Head of Trace College. So today, what I will going to discuss is the technology plan of Trace College for 2017-2020. We have 4 technology initiatives of the MIS department. Number 1 is we would like to implement server virtualization. Number 2 is business application integration. Number 3 is to upgrade offices, classroom, and laboratory equipment. And also, the last one is to provide Wi-Fi access every corner of the campus premise. So let's start with the discussion of server virtualization. So under server virtualization, what we would like to implement is that a centralized management of account of all employees and students here at Trace College. So to implement that, what we are going to do is to purchase a server, install an operating system, and then implement a Hyper-V features of that server of the server 2012, and then install roles such as Active Directory service. Another thing is that we are going to implement centralized file server and storage. Another one is we would like to implement offsite backup, wherein we could transfer our data or create a duplicate copy of our data here at school from other site. Another thing is that implementation of server roles, then a server and DHCP, since one of the requirement in order for us to install the AD or the Active Directory services is DNS. So without DNS, we cannot install Active Directory or vice versa. Another thing is that we would like to host the current enrollment system and the upcoming upgrade of that system on a virtual machine. And also, we will also maintain virtual desktop instances on that virtual machine. Okay, so for you to have an idea of what is an Active Directory, an Active Directory is a directory service that Microsoft developed for Windows domain. So, as you can see, there are two types of network in Windows environment. Number one is the work group, and the other one is the domain. So, it is included in most Windows Server operating system as a set of processes and services. Initially, Active Directory was only in charge of centralized domain management. So meaning to say, you can manage every resources on your network in a centralized manner. So the advantage of that is that the administrator of the IT department can easily implement policies in relation to how students or employees can use their computers. Okay, so we have different services, domain services, lightweight directory services, certificate services, wherein you can use this certificate services to secure the access on your server. Federation services, right management services, logical structure. So we have objects here, as you can see on the diagram. So we have management, then revenue, folder, and then these are the groups which can access all the files on all the shared files on the server. So this is how Active Directory domain works. So we have here organizational units, and then as you can see, we can create a domain, and then under that domain we can create an OU, and also we can create an instance of different accounts under that object. So this is OU, organizational unit. All of these are objects. So if I want to implement a policy, what I will do is to implement a policy on OU marketing. For example, this OU marketing can only access a files on a server which names marketing, and this OU organizational unit sales can only access a shared folder on your server, on your file server. So that's how the permission works. So also we can partition the structure, physical structures, replication. We can replicate or create a duplicate copy of objects on different domain. So we have also database. So basically, the purpose of Active Directory is to help the administrator centralizing the management of all resources on your network. So here we are. How are we going to implement the concept of server virtualization at TraceCollege? So what I did to present is the implementation plan. So what we are going to do is to purchase two servers, a very high-end servers, which are capable of virtualizing an operating system, a multiple instance of operating system. The purpose of purchasing two servers is that I would like to cluster this server to provide redundancy. Although we all know that a server has a redundancy on itself, because, for example, storage, like the RAID storage, redundant access for indispensable disk, so that is redundancy. In case that there's a failure on your hard disk, there is a duplicate copy on that files on another hard disk. I will create a virtual operating system on this server. For example, a VM that will host the Active Directory, the DNS, and another VM for DHCP, another VM for file server, and so that's it. But I would like to purchase another server for virtual desktop infrastructure implementation. So all of those virtual machine have a duplicate copy on another server, on this server. So in case that this server down, this will support the operation of the school. This will all still support the operation of the school. Okay, the second initiative is the IT department would like to replace the existing enrollment system with an enrollment system that integrates different departments such as from admission, from accounting department, registrar, academics, and also we are planning to provide access for our students. That's why we are also integrating. We contact the suppliers and ask them to integrate the module for students, wherein students can get relevant information that they need to know. For example, about their payments, their grades, and everything about themselves. So what I'm going to present is just an online enrollment system, but this is not the actual enrollment system that the school is planning to implement.
Registration system, a state-of-the-art online education management software solution. The source system offers a complete, easy-to-use online solution for managing your academic institution. To the student, it offers the ability to enroll in a class, track your progress, and financial obligations while maintaining a very easy-to-use student interface. To administrators, it allows them to manage student registration, enrollment, and complete management of all school functions. To the professor, it offers a vast array of options to manage student grades, attendance, and more. And to all managing executive, it provides a graphical interface tracking the financial health of the institution. Let's take a look at some of the features. When a student is accepted into the academic institution, a profile is created for that student. All pertinent information, including their picture, address, telephone, and email, are kept in the system. At any time, they may update their information online. Once a student receives their welcome package, they may proceed to take full advantage of the source system. They may view the list of available classes in their program, and by simply clicking on the green Enroll Class button, they will automatically be enrolled. It's that simple. The student may take a course in a classroom setting or in the comfort of their own home or office. The source system offers online video classes, seminars, and more. Professors may choose to teach a class or offer a seminar in a video format. The same class may be offered at different times or semesters, allowing the school to take full advantage of technology to provide superior courses with minimal educational expenses. The source system is really easy to use. For professors, entering grades is as simple as displaying your class roll and entering the grade. Additionally, depending on the grade weight given by the professor for each test, midterm, assignment, or other, the source system automatically calculates the student's average grade. To the professor, this could save countless hours averaging grades for an entire class. With the source system, it's a matter of seconds. When a professor enters a grade, a student may immediately view their score online. They may view their latest grades in a graphical display on their student dashboard, or they may list all their grades by class, test, assignment, or more. All information entered by the professor is updated and available instantly in real time. Entering assignments for a class is very easy. There is no need to send out emails. The professor enters the assignment in one location, and all assignments are automatically updated for all the students to see. When a student logs in, they may view their class assignment, and they may even complete their assignment and upload it back to the professor for their review. For professors, taking attendance may be a daunting task. The source system makes it really simple. Instead of checking off students as present or absent, when a professor takes class attendance, the system automatically checks off all students as present. The professor simply marks out those students that are absent and reduces the time spent taking classwork. A student may view their financial application at any time. The source system keeps track of all the student classes and maintains a running invoice of their tuition, payments, and balance. The student may opt to pay online with a credit card, or they may keep track of any financial assistance the student has applied towards their balance. Additionally, a student may keep track of their finances by seeing which class they are taking and see all the payments made towards those classes. This information gets updated in real time, so the student is always up to date on their finances. The source system tracks all payments made and all expenses incurred. All information is kept in real time, so any payments made by the student or entered by the administrator are immediately reflected in these reports. The system keeps track of all income and expense data and reports it by day, week, month, semester, quarter, or year. The system also allows you to analyze previous year's data to better manage your financial goals. For management, all these financial numbers are graphically displayed in a state-of-the-art SOAR financial dashboard.
Okay, so that is the end of the sample presentation of Student Online Academic Registration System. Third initiative is we are going to upgrade offices by setting up the virtual desktop infrastructure. Also, we are going to use the VDI infrastructure on classroom and laboratory. For laboratory, we are going to use VDI for basic education, since they are using only software that is not high-end software that needs a lot of processing power. But for college, we will not implement VDI, we still implement 1:1 desktop. So another laboratory that we are going to establish is a laboratory wherein students can research about their assignments or anything about the things that they need to search for their academics requirement. Another thing is that we are going to implement also BDI to every classroom at the college building and basic education building. We also implement the projector, replace the old projector by new projector, and then make sure that the sound system is functioning well. Okay, so that sum up the implementation on offices, classroom, and laboratory. Okay, so let's have an overview of what is a virtual desktop infrastructure. So let's get started.
At most companies today who aren't using desktop virtualization, they've deployed desktop or laptop computers to their end users. On those desktop computers, processing is done of the application data, and most user data is stored locally on the computer. The operating system and applications may have been individually installed on every desktop or laptop, or they may have used imaging software or remote installation. In many cases, Windows roaming profiles are used for the user customizations, and file shares are used for end-user application data storage. In most cases, IT administrators are updating the applications and the operating systems installed locally on each PC using some sort of software deployment tool. While this may have worked when the company started small, as the company has grown to hundreds or thousands or tens of thousands of end-user desktop computers, the strain on the IT department to administer, support, and troubleshoot all these desktop PCs has just become a nightmare. There's too many PCs in use today. There's too much time spent on administration. There's too many application updates. PCs break. They have to be replaced because they have too many moving parts. They have fans. They have hard drives. They have processor fans, CPU fans, memory that has to be upgraded, video cards that go out, and users can spill their Coke or their soda, whatever, on the keyboard. There's just too many problems with all these PCs that have been deployed. There's issues with roaming profiles and remote access. Users go home, they want to access their data. Or maybe they log in at a remote location across a wide area network and they have a large desktop roaming profile that has to be downloaded. You end up with frustrated end users and exhausted desktop PC administrators. I'm thankful to introduce you to VDI, or the Virtual Desktop Infrastructure. This is a generic term for desktop virtualization, and I can tell you that VDI is here to step in and to help us solve these types of problems. With VDI, application patching is resolved with application virtualization. Deployment of desktop PCs to a large group of end users who's just starting is resolved with thin clients and link clone golden images so that you can roll out end user devices quickly and easily. Backup and recovery of end user desktops is resolved by the separation of user data from the applications and the operating system. And then users creating problems themselves is actually going to be resolved, again, by the separation of the user data from the work image. And I'll be explaining all these features and their benefits throughout this Intro to Desktop Virtualization course. But I'm here to tell you that VDI has a solution for just about every type of problem that affects the typical desktop infrastructure today. Not only is desktop virtualization here to help save the typical desktop administrator, but it's also here to help save the IT department lost efficiencies, help save the company money, and help save end users the frustration that they feel just trying to get their job done. Desktop virtualization is going to help you to add new desktops fast, both to the benefit of end users and administrators. You'll be able to reduce time and money administering and troubleshooting desktops once you implement desktop virtualization. You'll save the time that you spend maintaining end-user desktops. You won't have software applications to deploy, and you won't have end-user devices that break, and you have to go out and maintain them or replace them. Desktop virtualization will allow access to the same desktop wherever the user goes. So if they're at home, if they're on an iPad, or if they're in a location on the other side of the world, they'll be able to access the exact same desktop with the exact same response time that they have back at their desk at the corporate headquarters. Application upgrades and patches will now be fast and easy because all the applications will be maintained in the data center. The applications can be virtualized, and it'll be as simple as replacing one executable with another executable thanks to application virtualization. And then finally, you'll obtain data center grade features like backup, disaster recovery, and high availability for your end user desktops that were typically only available to high-end servers in the past. Now let's get more specific as to the IT benefits to implementing VDI or desktop virtualization. As an IT administrator, a desktop support person, or an IT manager, you'll gain centralized control of your end user data, applications, and devices. You'll find greater security for your end user data because it's all stored in the data center that you already know is secured and protected. You'll gain fast deployments for new desktops, meaning if someone walks up and says, hey, I need 50 end user desktops by tomorrow, you can suddenly say, no problem. I'll get out the thin client devices, I'll take my golden image, I'll make 50 clones of it, and you'll be ready to go. With VDI, you'll get built-in remote access for end users, meaning there's no more VPN and them having to copy large files back and forth, potentially over a slow WAN link or a slow internet link. VDI is going to give you built-in access to the same desktop that they use at the office, no matter where they go. And then finally, you'll gain fast operating system and application upgrades. Likely today you're overwhelmed with the number of upgrades that have to be tested, deployed, and rolled out to potentially thousands of end-user desktops. With VDI, you'll be able to use application virtualization and then deploy those virtualized apps to your virtual desktop images in the data center. It'll be as simple as copying files and then having the end users even test side by side the new applications. With VDI, you'll gain built-in.
Okay, so let's wrap up the benefits of virtual desktop infrastructure. Okay, so for the last initiative, implementation of campus-wide Wi-Fi access, what we need to do is also to implement an upgrade on our network backbone. Instead of using Cat6 cable to join or to link different buildings here at Trace College, what we are going to do is to replace that with fiber optic connectivity. And also we are going to upgrade our access point using Ruco's access point for Wi-Fi access campus-wide, and also we are going to replace our existing switches. If that switch is unmanaged switch, we are going to replace that with managed switch. But right now, most of our network switch is managed switch. It's an HP brand switch. So let me discuss the device, or let's have an overview of the device that we are using and we are planning to use. So here I have MikroTik. Okay.
Hi guys, in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to fully manage your bandwidth. First, I will show you how to use mandel rules to mark packets and configure Q3, and with this configuration you'll be able.
So right now we are using MikroTik to manage our internet connection here at Trace College. Also, for our plan to implement Wi-Fi wide access, so we are going to use Ruckus.
Corporations have agreed Wi-Fi needs to be everywhere, fast and reliable. But the complexity and cost of installing wireless LAN remains. Smart Mesh from Ruckus Wireless fixes everything. Smart Mesh combines the 802.11n standard, smart antenna technology, and adaptive wireless meshing to redefine the economics of enterprise wireless LAN deployment. With Smart Mesh, deploy in half the time at half the cost and 3 times the performance of traditional wired solutions. Smart Mesh combines advanced RF signal routing and wireless meshing technology to create a wireless LAN that organizes, optimizes, and heals itself. A high-gain directional antenna system within each ZoneFlex AP minimizes the number of mesh hops to increase performance. RF energy is automatically focused where needed and controlled when things change. This means Wi-Fi signals travel farther, delivering more reliable coverage while reducing the number of APs required within the network. But the best part is, installing Smart Mesh is ultra simple. Once enabled, ZoneFlex access points are simply connected to the Zone Director, self-configure, and are ready to be deployed. Administrators then just plug in ZoneFlex APs to a power source and walk away. Smart Mesh does the rest. With Smart Mesh, ZoneFlex APs automatically determine the network topology. The APs constantly advertise their potential throughput to a given route AP. Each then calculates the best or fastest path through the network to the route. Smart Wi-Fi technology is used by the Smart Mesh to continually determine and select the best signal path among mesh nodes as well as to local clients, constantly adjusting to interference and changes in the Wi-Fi environment. In the unlikely event of a failure, the Smart Mesh automatically readjusts the topology to route traffic around the failed AP. The result is unmatched Wi-Fi performance and reliability. Smart Mesh from Ruckus Wireless. Wi-Fi perfected.
Okay, so that is the end of my presentation about the technology plan of Trace College 2017-2020. Thank you for listening.